Hi everyone, it's Niamh here and welcome to my art journaling channel. Today we're going to be playing around with lots and lots of stencils in our art journal page. So I'm starting off with a bit of an idea. I've got this image on the left hand side that I knew I wanted to use on my page, and I knew it was quite big, and because it sort of had the image of the girl there, I wanted to have this sort of halo effect happening. So I started off with this original stencil, which is a stencil girl stencil, and it's sort of got that circular image to it. It's also got words on it, which obviously is one of my favorites, and I've just gone over the entire page, entire stencil with it, and you get this beautiful like moon effect with the metallic paint on the black. I did get a bit heavy-handed in some places, so I'm just going in with my black pen and painting in the words that are a little bit difficult to read. So I used a combination of a copper and a gold to create that, and the reason I chose these two colors sort of came again from my image. So quite often when I'm working with no ideas whatsoever. In this case, I've got an image I know I want to use, and I'm kind of working backwards from that. It's helping me choose the colors I'm using in my background, not necessarily as shapes, but it's sort of also helping me think about placement. I knew I wanted to have that circular stencil up high on my page because I wanted to be a bit of a halo behind my girl. I'm using orangey yellows on this page to tie in with the golds and coppers, and to tie in with the colors on the girl's dress as well. So I'm going in with this, I think it's called Marrakesh Crosses. Again, it's a stencil girl stencil. I love it because it's got just this variety of different shapes on it. When I was using it, I mixed in a little bit of this pink color to replicate sort of the peachy color on her clothing as well. And then I decided, because obviously I didn't have enough stencils on here, I was going to put some more stenciling on here. So I've got this stencil, which is a leafy masky stencil. You know, highly technical stencil name there. So I'm just going in and filling in the gaps. And with the stencil like this, I'm sort of doubling up on the way I'm using it and the areas I'm using it in. I almost want these to be like wings behind the girl, so you can see me actually putting the focal image back on the page to get a bit of an idea of where I need to put my stenciling to make it make sense, or what gaps I need to fill in. So again, having my focal image has been really handy here, because I know, or I've got an idea of where I need to put in my stenciling and what I need to add to it. And so I decided I wanted to go a little bit higher on this side, and I want to fill in this little gap down the bottom as well. So it looks a little bit all layered over the top of each other at this stage, but remembering a lot of those stalks and stems are going to be covered by the girl's body in the long run. So I don't mind that it's a bit sort of all over and messy. Now I'm going in, because obviously I don't have enough stenciling on this page, with some stars just to make it sort of all tie together. So I've got that circular moon, wordy moon there, and now I'm going over with some stars over the top. To be honest, I think I didn't need the stars over the top, but you know, when did that ever stop me in the past? With the leaf, just because I can, I'm going in with a black pen over the top and making it really, really scribbly. It's going to bring a little bit of darkness back on the page. I started off with a black page. I have covered a lot of it up with color and metallics and quite opaque tones. And now I want to go back in and add a little bit more black, but a more, not more balanced, I suppose, but really sketchy. It's to outline, it's to give a little bit of shape to those sketchy lines, and you can see what difference it sort of makes as you put it down on the page. When I've done that, I'm now going to go back in with those words and actually draw over the top of them so they pop out from the background. So even though I stenciled the stars on them, I'm going to go back in and draw over just the words and make them pop out from the background. So again, it's bringing that control of the black back in again. So I've got a balance on my page that I'm happy with what I've got in the background, that it sort of all works enough together. I kind of lost what I was doing with it, so I got the mask out, and I'm using that as a bit of a guide to, one, what the words were, intelligent, brave, I think this is strong, and I wasn't sure what the other one was there in the joined writing. Silly, is it? I don't know. I can't read it from this distance. I need to be right next to it. Thankful. But you can see by bringing that black back in the page, it just gives a little bit more depth to what's happening in the background. There's still enough of it there that you can see, but it just makes it a little bit more of a focal image in the end, and it helps balance out that white from the stars. You still see that metallic shining through. You still got that warm cross stencilings in the background as well, but they're much more of a background now. We've got everything layered over the top. Just to add a little bit of depth to my image, I'm going in with my Stabilo Oil Pencil just to again add a little bit of darkness and depth to the page. With a lot of printed images, particularly if there's blacks on it, which there wasn't on this page, so I am actually deliberately adding the dark tones in here. When they're printed, they are not necessarily as black as you want them to be, so by adding just that little bit of darkness with the Stabilo Oil Pencil, that really helps. The good thing about the Stabilo Oil Pencil too, you can see me sort of rubbing it out with my finger. With a little bit of warmth from your finger, you can melt it a little bit and blend it in, so you can get those almost shadows straight away. I did get a bit heavy-handed I thought I was being smart by using a wet wipe, but that just took it a little bit too far, so I tried to balance it up by using a brown Stabilo Woody pencil, which is the kids version of the Stabilo Oil Pencil, and put some wispy hair back in just to balance it up a little bit, and a little bit of pink on her cheeks to add boost a little bit of colour there. It's all about balancing it up and seeing what works for you in the long run. But with this page, it was all about layering stencil over stencil. It was about using the focal image, which I had chosen at the beginning before I went into this process, to choose my palette of colours. So they were sort of those ochre, orangey, pale pink, peachy colours based on the focal image that I used. So I hope you have a go at layering up your stencils and using a focal image as your choice of colour palette. And until next time, bye for now.